What's happening, people? Dan Lawless here, back with another transfer video. We're going to be talking about Arnautovic to Inter. We're going to be talking about Lucas Perez leaving and John Joe Shelvey. The rumours are back about us being interested in him. So before we get into that, the video is sponsored by OneFootball, the app that lets you keep up to date with all the stats, news and scores. Do check out the link in the description down below. Also, I'm nearly at the 500 subscriber mark on my other channel, Dan Damo Jokes. I think we're about 19 subs off of that. So if you guys could help me get to that 500 mark, it would be appreciated. And check out the weight loss journey. We've got a podcast coming up this week, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, on to the transfer business. So, first of all is the story that's come out today that Arnautovic is wanted by Antonio Conte at Inter, looking to potentially partner up with Romelu Lukaku, who's another target of theirs apparently. And it's one of them things, isn't it? It's one of them, it was bound to come up, wasn't it? We was waiting for it. The rumours linking Arnautovic with a move away. Now they're talking about £30 million. Whether this is true or not is one thing, but I've seen a lot of West Ham fans divided on whether they would take that money, take the £30 million for Arnautovic and invest it elsewhere. Now he's 30 years old. He had all that trouble in January. Then, you know, why not take the money and invest it in another striker? However, apart from everything that went on in January, Marko Arnautovic is a proven commodity at West Ham. We know that he's a quality player. He started banging in the goals towards the end of the season. So when he's got his head down and he's focused, he's brilliant. So he's proven. We know what we're getting with Marko Arnautovic when he's on his game, which is most of the time. Like I said, that was a blip in his West Ham career. I don't have the confidence that the board will be able to reinvest that and being able to get someone who is going to be, you know, a good replacement for Arnautovic. There's a lot of talk about, obviously, Maxi Gomez, and I think he's been linked with a move to Valencia now, but why not sell Arnautovic and get Gomez, who is Pellegrini, one of Pellegrini's main targets. However, for one, there's no guarantee that Gomez will come in and be good in the Premier League. And two, there's no guarantee that the board will be able to successfully negotiate the signing of Maxi Gomez. We could sell Arnautovic. They could do all of this, like, undercutting the asking price, or just, long negotiations. And the club could turn around and say, no, we're going to sell him to Valencia instead. Or we might not be able to convince the player to agree terms. So until we've got someone, that replacement in and guaranteed, I don't feel comfortable with selling, our best attacking player. So yeah, I'm a bit dubious about it. I mean, don't forget, like I said, we've got rid of Andy Carroll's gone. Lucas Perez is gone. More about him in a bit. Hernandez is linked with a move away. Now we're talking about replacing like all of our strikers, which is a daunting task. We should be adding Maxi Gomez to Arnautovic and another striker. We need to replace all of these three going out with some other strikers added to Arnautovic. So yeah, I would rather keep him, unless it was a much bigger price than 30 million. In today's market, 30 million isn't a lot of money. There's not too much we can do with that. I think our budget is, was it a budget? I don't know what our budget is, but it's rumoured to be 40 million. First it was like 25, then it was 30, then 35, now 40, which would make it about 70, but there's other areas that we need to invest in as well. So for me, I wouldn't sell Arnautovic for that price. What would you do? Let me know. Now, as I touched on, Lucas Perez has left the club. He's gone to Deportivo Alaves, back to La Liga for £2 million, which I think is quite on the cheap side. He's still a decent goal scorer. It didn't quite work out for him at West Ham, but the geezer scored 6 goals in 19 appearances at West Ham. A lot of those were from the bench. He didn't get much in the way of playing time, which he's sort of alluded to on Instagram, saying he sort of didn't really get a chance to show what he can do. So, I think we could have at least made our money back on it. But look, he's off. He's 80 grand a week off the wage books, you know, and a little 2 million back off what we paid for him. It's not too bad, but yeah, it's a funny thing with Perez because you know, he was able to score goals, especially coming off the bench and stuff like that as a super sub. But we saw some shocking performances from him at the same time. I think it was Everton at home where he had just one of the worst performances I'd ever seen. But it's yeah, well, I think it was like a lot of the time though, people was playing like these long balls to him. So whether it was his fault, he was playing these long balls, but he weren't even trying to win the headers or anything. He just didn't look interested. You know, so whether he could have kicked on next season, I don't know. Maybe I think La Liga's his league. I think he'll do well there. I think he'll bang in some goals. And you know, 4 million we paid for him, 2 million lost on him. He scored 6 goals. Can't complain about that. Good luck to him. Good luck to Perez. Like I said, I think he'll do well in La Liga. Another player that we have been linked with now, as Nicky chatted about last night, the Gomez deal looks to be dead in the water as he's gone. He's chose to stay with Everton as he feels a sense of loyalty to them. Apparently, they helped with some mental health issues that he's going through, so he feels a sense of loyalty to them, which is I respect that completely. It's disappointing, but you move on. However, the other choice, the player that we're looked to be going on to sign instead, Jonjo Shelvey. He's a player who we've been linked with for a few seasons now. And yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, to be honest. He's made about 14 appearances last season for Newcastle. We didn't really factor. I think he got injured at one point and he's had some suspensions, but I think he just sort of also fell out of favour and didn't make much appearances for the club. And yeah, I just don't know if that's the sort of player that we should be looking at. I really want someone in that because midfield is an area that we really do need to strengthen, and I would really like someone of quality. Obviously, Obiang is looking to be leaving as well, so we've got Fernandez gone, Obiang leaving. We need some quality in that midfield, some real quality that can sit with Declan Rice. Ideally, like a box-to-box midfielder. He's, you know, got a good pass on him. Jonjo, he's a decent player. He's a decent player. I would like to get someone just a little bit better, just a little slightly higher caliber of player for the midfield position. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. They're talking about like 20 million pounds as well for him, which I think is way too much. If we're going to dip in, say our budget is 40 million. If we're going to dip in and spend half of it on Jonjo Shelvey, nah, not for me. Not for me at all. I think we should spend a bit of time on this and really find the right replacement and not just go, right, well, Jonjo Shelvey seems to not be getting much play time at Newcastle. Let's go for him. He's likely someone we can sign. 27 years old is not a bad age, but I just would like to spend a bit more time and find the right replacement. Get that box-to-box midfielder, someone who can do a bit of everything, and yeah, just sit alongside Declan Rice. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I'm trying to not to fall into that negativity that creeps up sort of after a few weeks into the transfer window. It's really easy to do that when you see all of these stories and players we're linked with, and then we're not getting them and stuff like that. It's so easy to really buy into it and just get negative. And it is. I mean, from what I've seen, I've got these fear in my back of my mind of concern and worry, but I'm just pushing it back because it's still beginning of June, isn't it? It's still early June. We've still got 2 months of the transfer window, loads of time. Like I said, all of these stories, they might not even be true. We've got to take everything with a pinch of salt, and that's what this show's about. It's not about we're saying that we're telling you this is definitely happening or not. This is our opinions, this is our reactions, and it sparks a debate for you guys down below to give your opinions. But I think we just need to try and stay calm and wait and see what happens, really. Like I said, we'll just keep talking about all the players that we've been linked with and give our opinion. You guys let us know your thing. But yeah, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to try my hardest not to judge the board until that transfer window closes, which what I decided to do last season. And it's bloody hard because you see West Ham's then linked with this quality player. And then you get your hopes up a little bit, you get your hopes up and you go, oh, brilliant. And then like a week or two later, no, this player's deal's dead. It's not happening. And then you go on to the lower player and then it's easy to go, oh, the board did this and the board did that. Let's wait until the transfer window. If the transfer window turns out to be a failure and underwhelming, then let's get on their backs. But for now, do leave your comments down below. Perez, should we have kept him? Arnautovic, stick or twist? Keep or sell for that 30 million? And John Joe Shelvey, am I completely wrong? Am I missing something? Is he better than what I'm saying he is? And would he be a good signing for the club? Or do you agree and you think, nah, let's look somewhere else? Let me know down in the comments below. And oh yeah, also want to quickly touch on David Martin. When I made that video, I recorded it just before it was announced officially. So information's come out since then. I didn't have when I recorded it, when I was talking about, how baffled I am about the whole, we've signed him because of our English quota, and combined they're on less than Fabianski. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense, but still, I suppose it's just still the whole like 32, 33-year-old keepers, but it's not much consequence. And I think the idea is like these two keepers that were signed back to back, it was just like, what's going on? But if they're both on less than Adrian and it does the quota, it looks like Nathan Trott's going out on loan, which could be good for him. I'm all for it. So I thought I'd throw that in before I left. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget, please subscribe to my other channel right there. Help us get to 500 subscribers if you can. Got some good stuff. And one thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.